Hello guys, in this video we're going to be taking a quick look at the Stallion 6.3 meter pole saw. It's very long and the blade is very sharp. Take a look at that. It's got a wonderful curve to it as well, so when you're using it, it really just bites in both directions and it makes easy work of cutting reasonably big branches from trees. Now I've cut some pretty big branches with this, close to about 4 inches when it was at its full extent. It isn't very easy to use at that sort of height, but it does manage, you know. For this demonstration we're going to be cutting some slightly lower down and a little bit smaller, probably up to about 3 inches. As always, if you're watching on YouTube, I'll put the links to everything I'm talking about in the video description. Okay, so the first one is a Scots pine branch, approximately 1.75 inches diameter, 10 or 11 feet off the ground. Should just about do it, I think. Next one, another Scots pine branch, probably closer to 2 inches diameter, about 10 foot off the ground. And I'm cutting this one away from the trunk so I can leave a little stand for the birds, because we do get owls in here. By the way, these are my own trees in my own wood. I own these trees. I'm not just randomly cutting branches off in a wood. Let's go. That took even less time. I'll just tidy that up. Yeah, that's left a lovely little perch for the owls. Again, I think I'll leave a little perch on that one as well. That one was actually a dead branch. Now hopefully you can see this, just above my head we've got an oak branch which is approximately 3 inches diameter. Yeah, about 3 inches. And it's about 15 feet off the ground. So with this fella, I'm going to see how long it takes to go through it. Oh, okay, just for reference, that's what size it was. Yeah, it's a good 3 inches. Solid oak. Now in an ideal world I should have reduced that branch probably 2 or 3 times. Take the end off, then the middle, and then the part near the trunk, and that probably would have prevented it from splintering near that bottom end. But it took it down, no problem. The guard that goes over the blade is good quality. It fits well, and it also locks just with this little wheel here. That's it, unlocked, locked, so it's not going to fall off. Now when it comes to getting these sections in and out, it's very easy. It's just got a locking nut here, so you would just loosen that. Little release lever here, you press that in, and that would allow it to slide in and out. When you release that, it'll lock in. There. And then you just tighten that up again just to make sure that nothing falls off during operation. As I said before, you've got 2 of these, so it will extend a hell of a long way. In fact, I'll pull the camera back and I'll show you just how far it extends. Okay, let's get it opened up to its full extent, which is over 20 feet. Now this is ridiculously long. It's not very easy to manage when it's opened up this long. It's always best to use it at well under its full length. Operation will be a lot easier. It'll feel stiffer, you'll have a lot more control over the blade. When you've got it opened way up, it's wobbling all over the place. Will still work, but it's not as effective. You do have to be much more careful. Right, now I bought this saw because my brother had a smaller version of this one. I think it was the 4.2 or 4.6 meter one. I forget. It was 4 point something meters anyway. It was the middle one in the range. When I borrowed it off him, I actually lost one of these little wing nuts here. So when I got mine, first thing I did is tightened it right up and just put a little blob of super glue on here and here. That will ensure that if I ever did need to take this off, I would still be able to take it off, but during normal operation there's no chance of this being lost, because if you do lose one of these you're going to have to replace them. Unfortunately it doesn't come with any spare parts. Okay, as you can see, this blade is pretty manky with sap and muck. It has been used quite extensively and the blade is still ridiculously sharp. Now this cuts both ways and it's got the curve that allows it just to, it just has a lovely action on the branches. You know, a flat blade just wouldn't cut as well as this curved one. This is purely designed to take branches off as quickly and as effectively as possible. Now replacement blades are available, but they are not cheap, so I haven't currently got a replacement blade for this. I'll wait until this one gets blunt before I replace it. That may be quite a while though, because I've cut loads of branches down over the last few weeks with this, and it's still as sharp as the day that I got it. I'm very impressed with it. It is an expensive saw, but it does a cracking job. So if you've got a bit of woodland, or you've got a house where you're constantly needing to prune branches from trees that are encroaching onto your property, this would be a good buy.